We may make a decision too quickly. We may interpret another person's actions in the worst possible way. And afterwards, when the emotion has subsided, we may wonder, why did I behave like that? This is something many of us have experienced. For example, imagine receiving a message on your telephone that you believe is insulting. You immediately become angry. You type a strong reply and send it. 10 minutes later, after calming down, you read the original message again. You may discover that you misunderstood it. The problem was not necessarily that you lacked the ability to reason. Your reasoning was temporarily influenced by the strong emotional state. The chapter describes this as a short-lived refractory period. The important point is that strong emotion can temporarily interfere with our normal judgment. Different durations of emotional states. The chapter also distinguishes between emotional states according to their duration. A state continuing for a very long period is described as temperament. A state continuing for a few hours is described as mood. A short-term reaction is described as emotion. The chapter also shows pleasant and unpleasant influences with examples such as anger, fear, disgust and sorrow among the negative emotions, and surprise and happiness shown separately. This distinction helps us understand that not every emotional state is the same. A person may experience anger because of a particular event. That is an emotion. But if the person remains irritable and angry for many hours, we may describe the continuing state as a mood. And if a particular emotional tendency becomes a relatively persistent characteristic of the person, we may begin to think of it in terms of temperament. So the duration of an emotional state is also important. How does the emotional process begin? Let us now look more closely at the process illustrated in the diagram in the chapter. We may have a memory of a past experience. At the same time, we receive current inputs from our environment. The mind makes an initial comparison. It then detects what appears to be a potential danger. If a danger appears to exist, a negative emotion may begin. Actions may be initiated and a refractory period may start. During this period, our inputs may become modified, our logical thinking may be disturbed, and our physical state may change. At the same time, further investigation may continue. Perhaps the danger really exists. Perhaps it does not. If further investigation confirms the danger, recommended action can be taken. If the apparent danger is not confirmed, the emotional changes can be reversed. This is a very useful way of looking at emotional reactions. An emotion may begin before the situation has been completely examined. An everyday example. Let us take a simple example. Imagine that you are driving your vehicle and suddenly another vehicle moves towards you in a dangerous way. Immediately, you may experience fear. Your heart may beat faster. Your muscles may become tense. Your attention becomes focused on the danger. You may immediately apply the brakes or move the vehicle away. In this situation, the rapid emotional response is useful because there may be a genuine threat. But imagine a different situation. You are driving in heavy traffic and another driver suddenly cuts in front of you. You become angry. You may begin thinking, that driver deliberately did this to me. Your anger increases. You may start interpreting everything that driver does as further evidence of bad behavior. This is one way in which an initial emotional reaction can become stronger through subsequent thoughts. Traffic and driving are familiar examples of this process. Psychological research also specifically examines how traffic situations can contribute to stress and aggressive reactions, such as road rage. Emotion can lead to thought. Now we come to the final and perhaps most interesting part of the chapter. The diagram on page 3 presents a sequence. The brain detects a potential threat. Then emotion arises. Then body changes occur. Then the mind detects the emotion. Then negative thoughts are triggered. Those thoughts can then change the body, and the resulting effects may be similar to the original emotion. The result is further emotion. So we can see a cycle developing. How the cycle can continue? Let us take fear as an example. Suppose you suddenly hear a strange noise at night. The brain detects what might be a threat. Fear arises. Your heart beats faster. You become aware that your heart is beating quickly. Then a thought appears. Something terrible may be happening. That thought increases your fear. Your body reacts again. Your heart beats even faster. You notice the stronger physical reaction.